Well, we're all set up and we're ready to go here, so let's get things underway with a quick roll of the dice. So we have a 1, a 1, a 4, and a 4. Now I want to go in this direction, and you always have to pick dice that bring you in this direction. You can't go backwards when you're heading to the source, and you can't go backwards when you turn around and you're heading back to Earth, or else there's kind of issues you run into there. It's mostly around time. You lose time. But time is valuable. It's quite a valuable commodity. All right, so a 4 would bring me in this direction, or a 1 would bring me straight across. I am going to just use the 1. I'm going to make as much of a beeline for the source as possible. Now, this thing here, this point and this point, these are called list points. And there's some really good background story about that. And you can check out the rules and read about, I think, Dr. Liss or whatever his name is. But it's just, Paolo has built some real theme into this. Let me see if I can get his name here. Paolo Pellegri. There we go. Paolo Pellegri. All right. So version 2 is in May 2014. All right. Thanks again, Paolo. So I'm going to make a beeline. So, because I digress, but if you come back and if you visit one of these things first, the list points, achieving a list point helps you with alien technology, which helps you understand a few things about what's going on here. So I'm going to risk this a bit, and I'm just going to go straight for it. So this is my movement here, my direction. So I'm going to place that die there. I'm going to want a 4 in the environment. I'm going to want, let me see. What does this do? Okay, so in terms of the event, if I pick a 1, I'm going to end up minus time. And if I pick a 4, I'm going to end up with a bad reputation. Let's go with the time. So we'll pick a 1 there, and we'll pick a 4 there. You know what? That doesn't really help me. That doesn't help me. Okay, we're going to go that way. All right, so here's what this means. So 1 is direction. This 4 says that nothing happens. I can resupply, but I've got no need to resupply. I'm at maximum resupply, and you can't have more than that. So really nothing happens. Is there any sabotage from the rebel factions, from the infiltrationist people, isolationist infiltrators? The 1 tells me nope, there isn't any. And we skip the STEC engine for now, and we move ahead to the event. And the event is a 4. So there's a tiny little chart down there that tells you how to react to this number. And the result of it is straight down. I often like to know, that's one of my biggest things. It's the last thing you do, but I like to know what's coming. So I like to predict the event before I commit to other things. That weighs heavily on my decisions. So I've landed on an event called Habits. Now it's a 3-2. So what that means is it's going to take a bit more of the effectiveness of my officers in order to solve this habit, or else we're going to get a bad reputation in this quadrant. I don't really care too much about bad reputation, so I think I might actually just let that go. Yeah, I might just let that go and hope for the best when we are coming on our return trip. So let's throw down something there to indicate bad reputation. And that's going to stay there. I'll move on from it, but it'll stay there. Okay, so our turn's essentially done. Everyone is happy with what they are. You move the time along. So now instead of being at 24, we're essentially at 23, and we're underway. So that's turn 1. Let's take another couple of turns, and then probably I won't drag it out with you. I'll probably go right to the source, and we'll cope with things. I'll give you an update from there. But for now, let's see what a second turn would look like. Oh, that's not a good roll. Okay, so we need a 3, and we got 3 3s, so we have to go. This is going to take us off of our preferred path, but that's okay. That's okay. So what does the event look like if we go 3? If we go 3, we lose time. If we go 4, we lose time. But if we go up, it's easier to deal with. Okay, so we're going to do that. What do we want to do here? There's no difference. 3 and 4 are together on both of those. So we're already jumping into this. Our 3 is going to bring us up here. I'm trying to go in this direction, or maybe I'll grab the list point after all. We'll have to see, whatever's convenient. So that's done. The environment says we can ignore it or we can boost our supplies. I am going to ignore it right now. The 4 under sabotage indicates we lose 1 supply, and we don't have 15 or greater. I could do something about that, I think, but I'm not going to. So we simply lose a supply, and I can't get an infiltrator because I don't have 15 or greater. And so now we move over to our event, which is a 3, which again, according to our little rubric here, moves us up. And we have to meet this event on the matrix, or we will lose time. I don't want to lose time, and my crew is in good shape. So let's just dive right into this and see what's going to be needed. We're going to need bat and fists. Sorry, I can't remember what bat is. So we roll on a timeline. It's a 1, 2, 3. So that means we need 2 bat and 1 fist. And we've got enough distance between our bad reputations, so it's just 2 and 1. So let's go 1, 2 bat, and let's go one fist there from Lieutenant Booma. All right, so we succeeded, so we don't lose time. That's it for the turn. Gather our dice back together, move the time up, and what the heck, let's do one more. We've selected what we want, so the first thing we do is direction, or movement as it were. So I'm going to go in this direction. I could have gone that way with the 2, but I went that way. The 6 indicates that we can take shore leave, which would give me back some energy. Let's see what we need here. We need Paul and calm. I got lots of calm, and I got lots of Paul. So I'm going to say no to the shore leave. Then we move into sabotage, and there's no sabotage. We pass the stack engine, and we get to our reading, which is a 6. So we come down and over, and this sort of scrolls into the next piece over. So now the event we're in is called Whispers, and it's a harder event. And I got a 5, so that means we have to go 2 politic and 3 communication in order to succeed. And I do want to succeed because of the supply level. So 2 politic, bang, bang, and 3 communication. I have to go 1, 2, 3. So we succeed, so our supply levels go up by 1. Okay, time increases, and we go again. All right, well, tell you what. The game's not going to be much more than another 15 minutes or so, but why don't we just wait till I get to the list point, and I'll give you guys an update then, and we can take it from there, just to keep things manageable. So for now, this is Wilson signing off. Thanks for checking in on my YouTube page and for my playthrough of the Herald. Hope you're enjoying things, and we'll talk to you soon.